Welcome to your go-to English podcast for learning English and practical English. You're listening to Podcast English Learning, your space to improve fluency, boost vocabulary, and enjoy real-life conversations in English. Today, I'm going to take you through a day in my life. From my morning routine to how I end my day, you'll hear real sentences, common vocabulary, practical English phrases, and useful expressions that native speakers use every day. So grab your tea, get cozy, or take this podcast with you on a walk. Let's begin. Let's begin at the start of my day. I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I try not to hit the snooze button, but sometimes I just can't help it. Let's explain word snooze and groggy. Snooze button means the button you press on your alarm clock to delay the alarm. Groggy means feeling tired or half asleep. When I open my eyes, I feel a little groggy, but I stretch, sit up, and take a deep breath. That helps me feel more awake. Rise and shine. We say this to someone to wake them up in a cheerful way. Next, I make my bed. It's a small habit, but it starts my day right. Then, I head to the bathroom, wash my face, and brush my teeth. I use cold water. It really helps me wake up. I also drink a glass of lukewarm water with lemon. It's good for digestion and gives me a little energy boost. After freshening up, I go to the kitchen and make breakfast. Today I had scrambled eggs, a slice of whole wheat toast, and a cup of black coffee. Let me teach you a phrase here. A balanced meal, a meal that includes proteins, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. While I eat, I usually check my to-do list or plan my day. I use an app on my phone to write tasks like record today's podcast, reply to emails, prepare lesson notes, go for a walk. Tip: try making your to-do list in English. It's a small but powerful way to practice. At 8 a.m., I begin work. Since I work from home, I don't have to commute. That saves a lot of time. Let me teach you an idiom. Hit the ground running, to start something and be immediately effective. I start by checking emails and responding to students who have questions about English grammar or pronunciation. Here's a useful work-related phrase. Circle back. To return to a previous conversation or issue. Example: I'll circle back to that email later today. Around 9:30 a.m., I begin recording content, videos, English lessons, and of course, this podcast. I usually write down my key points, but I try to speak naturally so it feels like a real conversation. After a couple of hours of work, I take a break around noon. Expression to know. Stretch your legs. Go for a short walk to relax your body. I go outside, even if it's just a quick walk around the block. The sun, the air, the people. It helps clear my mind. Sometimes I go to a nearby park. I sit on a bench and people watch. I often listen to music or a podcast English learning series while walking. See what I did there? Yes, learn English with podcast English even while walking. By 1 p.m., I'm ready for lunch. I try to keep it simple. Today I had grilled chicken with vegetables and some rice. Useful word, leftovers food that is left after a meal, often eaten the next day. Sometimes I just reheat leftovers from the previous night. After lunch, I take 15, 20 minutes to relax. Sometimes I read a book. Other times, I just lie down and scroll through Instagram or YouTube. Phrase: take a breather, take a short rest or pause. Taking a breather is important for mental health. In the afternoon, I work on creating new lessons for English learners like you. Let me take you behind the scenes. First, I choose a topic. For example, common idioms, grammar, like past tense versus present perfect, business English, or daily conversations. Then, I write examples, definitions, and stories to help people understand the topic better. Idiom. Put yourself in someone's shoes. Try to imagine how someone else feels. I always try to put myself in your shoes. I ask, what would I want to learn if I were studying English? Tip for learners. Start using English in your real life. Talk to yourself. Label things in your home in English. Write short journals in English. These small actions create big results. By 5 or 6 p.m., I finish work and take time to wind down. Phrase to learn: wind down, relax after being active or busy. I cook dinner, usually something light. Sometimes I cook pasta or a vegetable stir-fry. In the evening, I talk with friends or family. We chat about our day, laugh a little, and catch up. How was your day? Try answering that question in English every night. Before bed, I read or watch a calm video. I also write in my journal, just a few lines in English. And that brings us to the end of the day. I brush my teeth, turn off the lights, and say, tomorrow is a new day. That's a simple, hopeful sentence you can use too. English is not just about studying, it's about living it. Before we finish, let's quickly review today's English vocabulary and expressions. Snooze button, groggy, rise and shine, balanced meal, circle back, hit the ground running, stretch your legs, people watch, take a breather, leftovers, wind down, put yourself in someone's shoes. That's it for today's episode on A Day in My Life. Thank you for joining me in this English podcast, your favorite space to learn English with podcast English in a practical way. If you enjoyed this podcast English learning session, don't forget to follow and share with friends who are learning English too. Until next time, stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, every word you learn brings you closer to fluency. Bye for now.